Hi, witches.
Hey, witches.
I don't know if we were early on that or not. Hello and good evening. Hey, happy February 29th. It only happens once every 4 years. Just lovely. Just love it. I love this day. My birthday's in February. There's a lot of other stuff in February. And then we just get this one extra day every 4 years.
It's so funny because I never remember what happens on this day. If anything significant happens, I don't know because it only happens every 4 years.
Well, it's like people who get married on this day, you know? I mean,
or they're born. If you're born
on this day, that's bigger probably. I went with marriage. Why did I go right to marriage?
I have
I
no
think
idea.
being born on this day is probably a bigger thing. Hi,
Yeah.
Jenny. How are you?
Hey, Jenny.
Hey. So, as you guys know, we're going to talk about sigils tonight. And, you know, Kat and I, well, did I inspire you or did you inspire me? She wrote sigils on herself before, and I told her tonight.
Yeah, I had
I was going to put them on my face.
it's the F. It looks like an F. And there's two of them in the runes, actually.
They go up or they go down?
Yeah, they go up or they go down.
Yeah.
But this one, the F that looks like the side things are going up and I can show you what it actually looks like.
That'll be hard.
I don't know if you can see it.
No.
Golly, you not see that at all.
Well, where is it out on you?
It's right here.
It's probably better visible on your hand. Oh, back over. I love it.
Here it is.
I'm trying to get it. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Felicia. Hi, Melissa.
So nice to see you.
Hi, you guys.
None of your business is here again.
Yeah, love it.
Where'd it go? Oh gosh.
Sigils.
Sorry, you guys. It's upside down, but that is an F with a little thing, and it is for prosperity and wealth. And success. So I wore that one. You know what? Here's the thing I love about putting them on my body, because I did this one too on my wrist. But use waterproof eyeliner, because it works like really good and it stays on and doesn't wash off. It lasts
for a while.
Mine lasted for days. It probably lasted close to a week before the one that I had. What?
Brianna!
Hi, Brianna.
Okay. That is just exciting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so exciting to see her.
That is somebody that we see in person, and that's just exciting.
Yeah.
We love all you guys, though. Listen, if you could all be here with us. We talk about building a witch commune all the time. I don't know if a commune is quite the right word, but basically where we all have our own little houses and we garden together and, have fires and moon dances.
Yeah, it's basically a hippie commune from the 60s
and
the 70s for witches.
But nobody has to give up all your possessions and your money at all.
No. We just work together and live off the land and take care of the animals and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
be free.
That would be so cool.
Okay, we're getting off track as we always do.
As we always do.
Tonight we are going to talk about sigils and how to use them. And I do want to point out, like, I didn't draw a pentagram or a pentacle anywhere, but let's talk about that word for just a second, in case you guys don't know, and write this down for you in case you ever get confused, because I still have to try to remember it. Pentagram is just the star shape, means five lined, but a pentacle is the one with the circle around it. So in witchcraft, you can use either. Think about all of the places that stars are used. I mean, they're literally on our flag. Come on. They're on America's flag.
Yeah, they're on a flag.
I mean, they're sheriff's badges.
They're sheriff's badges. They're over churches. They're in churches.
They are?
Yes.
Stars?
Well, stars with
think about this.
Yeah.
The star, a star.
Goes on top of the tree.
Wait, I'm going to show my Christian stupidity.
Ignorance.
Was there one star and 3 men that followed it? Or was it 3 stars when Jesus was born?
Oh my God. I think it was one star.
There's a star in that too.
There was 3 blind men and a star.
It's not. We're mixing nursery rhymes now. Yes, the Star of Bethlehem. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy is our fact checker. I'll tell you what. Okay, so stars are they've been a symbol for a long time. I mean, since people could probably draw in the sand or recognize things. These star shape. So pentacle has a circle. Pentacle, circle. I know I'm being silly, but this is how I have to remember it, because I had to do like the left-right thing with my fingers to remember which side's my left side. And then pentagram is just the shape of the star. So pentacle, circle. See how they don't rhyme, but they sound kind of similar?
Yeah.
There you go.
So the circle is spirit is what it represents,
No.
right? What does it
The
represent?
top one. So the pentacle is supposed to represent the top point is spirit. So we're looking at the divine coming into the human form. And then you have kind of like a human, you've got the 4 elements of water, earth, air, and fire. And so it represents all of the elements that sort of make up us. That's how I think of the pentacle. The circle for me is like a circle that a witch might cast, or that a bubble that you place yourself in, just a spirit protection.
Yeah. Okay. Which is why it's on my house. It's like over my garage. Jamie got up on the roof and painted that on my house when we painted my house.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I love it. It's small. It's pretty.
Yes. Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Is it Michelangelo that drew the picture of the guy and he's standing with his arms out and his feet out? And
sure.
So he has that same like
star figure.
Yeah. Star figure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So been around forever.
Been around a long time.
So anybody who tries to tell you that it's satanic or they're ignorant of the world and history.
It's just that it got a bad rap, So I was always really cautious to not wear a pentacle, just because people would think that it means devil worshiping or whatever. Like, again, just the misinformation that's out there. But other symbols I wear freely. So one of my first necklaces when I was young was a rune symbol, and it was the one that looked like a bee. And we didn't do that one tonight. I still don't know what it means, but it's like on a piece of
the bee.
Yeah, the bee looking one.
Yeah.
So that is what I wore instead, to kind of give the roots of like my paganness, I guess. That's the best way to describe it.
I'm looking for the bee.
So now, you guys know, I started witchcraft in like 1998, 1999. So back then it was really hard to find stuff that wasn't just purely gothic or kind of over the top, So finding rune stuff, I really loved that because I felt like that spoke to more of, just the ancient ways, but not so much in your face and I'm rebelling against whatever that they thought goth people were doing. I don't know. All of that. What's the bee?
The bee is for growth, new beginnings, renewal, birth and renewal, spring,
birth and renewal,
and
okay.
Fertility.
I love it.
And I know you weren't thinking about fertility when you were wearing that.
Maybe fertility of monies and travels.
Fertility in some kind of way is in growth.
Yeah, growth, definitely. Always growing, always learning. Ooh, Tracy says the Vitruvian man. Vitruvian?
Vitruvian? Is that how you say that? I don't know.
Love it. Yeah. Thank you guys for helping us out. Listen, I don't claim to know a lot of anything. I just know what I know, and I don't know what I don't know. Until it comes up and I'm like, what is that called?
We're all in the same boat.
Always.
We're on the same broomstick.
We're all on the same broomstick. I love that. Fucking high five. That is unique. Nobody steal that. We're trademarking that now. Okay, let's get into the actual symbols and how to use them. So we're not going to go like deep into it because you guys can look all this stuff up on the internet, or you could like get a book about it, which we have books. But what I find really helpful about these symbols is that they're a big idea. They're a thing, and they're like 5 lines, 3 lines, 2 lines. That's what makes them so perfect for conveying a message, a feeling, a thought, something that you want to draw to you in just like a very small thing.
Yeah.
So it just makes it easier. It's like glyphs, right? So hieroglyphs. That glyph is a picture that means way more than what you can write down. So Kat's going to go through 10 of the runes that we picked out tonight. Do you know how many there are? I already forgot that too.
No, I don't know how many there are.
I used to know.
Don't know. Okay, so.
But we picked out 10, and it's just like.
Well, how am I going to show? I'm not going to be able to show them unless I show my handy dandy card that I made.
Your card is beautiful. I wonder if it's backwards. You're right. We didn't think that through much.
I don't know if you guys can read this, but I'll just talk about this little guy right here first. It's kind of like hopscotch looking thing. Oh, let's hold that up for you.
Yes. So this is the fun part. I create funny names for them. Like the one I have on my face, I call it chicken foot. This one, I call it chicken foot.
Yeah.
But because I don't know how to say their real names, yeah.
So you can kind of look at them and see they're very simple, like a couple of lines.
Yeah.
And so I'll let you look at that for a minute. So you've got 5 on one row, and then I'll tell you what they're for. You can kind of like, oh, okay, we got an ant. We got like a fence, chain link fence, an M,
chain link fence, an M, which that's one of the ones I have.
I think would be an S, maybe the chicken scratch. I don't know.
Chicken foot.
Chicken foot.
Chicken
then
foot.
The other one, the last one on the first row looks like a symbol to me, like a musical symbol almost. And then line 2, it got a P, an X.
An open mouth eating the other number.
Yeah, or in math, it's like the greater than, I think, or less than. I always get those confused.
That's why we have the right and left.
Then we have what looks like an R, and then we have the F, which
with
is
the
what
upward.
which
F
is
with the
what,
upward, not the downward.
which is what I have here. So okay. So the little fence one, that one's for fertility. So if there's any of you out there wanting a baby, you know what? I'm going to tell you where I would put. Let me tell you where I would put this if I was
a fertility
wanting a baby.
symbol.
Yeah, I would put it right down there
on your belly button.
Right above my pubic hair line is where I would put it, because where the ovaries are there.
You could have said hoo-ha.
Okay, whatever. I'm trying to be.
You're downstairs.
If I was trying to
private line,
stop it. You know, down in your private region in that area, because that's where your ovaries are. That's where the uterus is. So to me, that would make sense. Now, to somebody else, this is a beautiful thing about these symbols too, is like you put them where you want to put them, where you place them on your person or in your house. Like maybe you would put that fertility symbol. Maybe you draw it big on a piece of paper and tape it on the underside of your bed.
Heck yeah.
For you and your husband. So you can get down and make some babies.
And you don't even have to know about it.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys are in agreement that you're going to make babies. Though I don't recommend doing it otherwise.
We're not life coaching people. We're just saying what's possible. She's starting to get into mothering now.
I'm mother. So then we have M, the one that looks like an M with like long.
That's my side.
And that is for trust and loyalty. So
my name is Jayme. So I just feel like that's in my name, trust and loyalty.
And then we have the S looking one, number 3 on the top row.
It's like a wide Z.
It's like
a Z that's being stretched a little bit.
Is it? It's a backwards Z. It's backwards though for a Z.
Well, look, I'm looking through the paper, so for me, it looks like a Z on this side.
So that symbol is for hope and victory.
Hope and victory.
Oh gosh, how many times could you use that?
So that's a really interesting thing. Like you have hope, but then you have victory. So
and you know what?
It's almost like
these runes, each rune has more than one meaning. But I picked meanings for this meeting tonight to share with you because they were simple and they were kind of across the spectrum of what people might be looking for to bring into their lives.
Yeah,
that's why I chose those specific words. But each one of these had many more definitions. Probably at least 5 more definitions.
They represent big concepts.
Yeah. Okay, so the chicken scratch.
Chicken foot.
I'm sorry. The little chicken foot that Jamie has on her wrong side. That is for protection and connection with gods. When I was like,
Okay, so here's what I want to tell you guys, that I think of this as the protection from gods. I think of it communication with gods. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but can you see how without the middle line there, it would look like a Y? And in numerology, which is a whole nother phase of symbols and all of that, the Y represents a person standing and looking up to the heavens and being able to receive messages. So this is like, it's a God letter. It's a spiritual connection letter.
Well, it actually reminds me of, like, as a person, you could actually make that. You could stand with your feet together.
Yeah, and that little dot
and your arms up. And your head up, and you would be making the symbol to connect with gods or for protection
or spirits or whatever you see. So that is probably my favorite one, just because it's easy. It's like knowledge that already hooks onto something else for me. And again, it's like a Y in my name. I gravitate towards things that are easier for me. And I like the, protection, communication with the heavens, the gods.
Yeah, I get
Love
that.
It.
So then the next one is for stability and perseverance. And that's the one that sort of reminds me of a musical note. Like if it just had a little thing on it, a couple little things at the bottom, a couple little like circles at the bottom, it would look like a musical note. And then we have the P with the sharp instead of a sharp curve. That's for harmony and joy. And we have an X, which is for generosity and relationships. So I put one right here close to my heart. And then creativity and vision is This is so weird. Like, is this guy right here? So like,
but it would
open
be
mouth?
backwards then, right? So do we have two that are like that? No,
No,
never mind.
just one.
Yeah, no.
So,
Well, Felicia was trying to help us. It's the less than sign.
less than sign. Thank you. I always have to look them up every time I have to
think
use
about my math teacher going like, it eats it this way or it eats it this way, and I'm like,
that doesn't make any sense. Okay, whatever.
No.
And then we have the R, which is progress and growth. And then, like we already said, the F, which is success and wealth and abundance. Yeah.
So that's definitely one that I see the most. The one that looks like an F, but the little F pieces are pointing upwards. Because what's the downward one mean?
The downward one is, and when we say downward, Jamie, show them what we mean by that, because we're not going to be able to do it on. So
there's just a difference between one going up. And
it is
one going down.
So this one's like Jamie said,
these
these have like
one is going up and one is going down.
Yeah. And this one that's going up actually has a little thing coming off the top.
The one going up does?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. So the one
he has a piece of hair sticking out.
These are the way we remember these things. Like he's got a piece of hair sticking out.
I wish I lived in a community where we use these all the time, but I don't. Mm-hmm. So I got to think of my own clever ways.
Okay, so this is the associations are mind, voice within.
For that one.
Signals.
Down.
Excuse me.
She's got to do 5 of them.
Excuse me.
Only 3? I'm
so sorry. Inspiration, true vision, and self-knowledge. So if I for self-awakening, self-awareness, that's a word that resonates with me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy. Goddess bless you. I love that. So there's 2 F's in there. And what were we saying? Okay. So where besides on our persons and like under the bed, or where else might you?
I have a really good one.
Okay, go ahead.
I put them or have put them in clothes. Okay, so like with a permanent marker, it can be on the tag. It could be just on the inside of a sleeve.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Especially for things that I really like. I've sewn in a little like fake tag, that's just a piece of white cotton off of a t-shirt that goes into something so it doesn't bother me. But it just helps incorporate sort of that magical feeling with a piece of clothing. Say if you've got, and I know this is really weird, but if you've got like a court date, stuff that's scary, or you're like, oh God, this feels way outside of my realm of being myself or in charge or knowing what's going to happen. And so you can do that. New job interviews, I would put things on the bottom of my shoes. So I would draw in black marker on the bottom of my shoes, a rune or a symbol that was like for success, so that things went well. So bottom of shoes, inside of clothes. It's like, of course, you can
always include them in any spell work that you do. Yeah. Like you could carve them into candles.
Yes.
You could write them on a piece of paper and put them in a spell jar.
Yeah.
You could burn them if it's something you're trying to like, buy.
Or and it's so interesting. If you brought up burning. Now I have to say, burning is two ways for me. Burning sometimes is releasing, but burning is also like sending it out into the universe and letting it grow, because like it goes up and out and away. That it's just the intention of what you're saying. Like, I release this, let it turn to ashes and be gone, or I release this, let it spread out into the atmosphere and fruitfully develop all over and around. So we have somebody in our circle that's going through a really traumatic. Don't we all? No, just kidding.
It's true, we do.
Everybody
in our circle who's like,
that's the wrong cup.
Going through something really hard right now with a relationship, where there was love and now there just seems to be like, and I really want to do a spell for them, the 2 of them, to open their hearts to forgiveness and to remember that they love each other. So I'm looking for things that are going to help me because I've been thinking about this ever since this event happened, where they fell out. They're both living in different places right now, and it's very sad. And I know they're both hurting, but they're both stubborn too. And so I want to do a spell to help them remember that they love each other and to open their hearts to forgiveness. So I'm looking for things. And so I will read these runes. I'll either look for runes or I'll make my own sigil, which is the next thing that we're going to talk about. And because I want to do a spell. It's not to change, I'm just for a quick second on spells trying to control other people or influence other people.
Yeah, I was about to call out that on a little bit.
I don't believe in that, which is why I'm not going to try to change anybody, change the situation. I just would like their hearts to be open to forgiving each other and to the possibility of to remembering that they love each other and to soften their hardness, because right now they're both really stubborn and have dug in their heels. And I wanted the universe to, help soften their heart. So yeah, because it makes me really sad.
Well, I think spells also, Kat and I both agree that we don't really do spells to change other people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when we do spells that are to help mend a situation or open a situation or just soften things, we're not asking that things go our way. We're asking that like more gets revealed, more is there. We're asking really the universe to give them signs or show them something that allows those things to happen.
Yeah, I agree, because I don't know that this is I don't even know they belong together. That's not my call, but I know that they loved each other enough to get married and do all this stuff, and now they're they've hit a rough patch. And unfortunately, I feel like these days when couples hit a rough patch, they're like, oh, that's it, I'm done, bye, I'm not going to work on this. And I mean, I know from my own experience, and I've even watched you in your own marriage with your husband, like something happens and you're like, okay, you're trying to work it out, and then you do, because you stick around and you work it out. And it's not always easy to do that. So anyway, not trying to change anybody, just trying to open their hearts and then and maybe they just end up being friends. I don't know, but the animosity and
it's the anger, I guess,
and the
right?
anger and the hurt
sadness,
feelings and stuff like that. Sure. It's hard to watch somebody that you really care about go through that. So
yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about sigils. My word that I might use in a spell, because I'm going to sit down. I have to take the time. Okay, so for me to do spells, Jamie's been doing spells a long time. I have not really. So when I have to do spells, I really need to think about it, and I need to sit with my thoughts in quiet and really think about what I want, and then put the things together. Jamie taught me this to first do spells, is like, don't go buy anything. Just look around your house for the stuff that makes you think about what the outcome that you want is. And that worked for me. It worked for me with the love spell, and it worked for me with the money spell. So I know that method works. So I have to sit and think about this. And I don't know what my point of that was. So let's move on. So I'm looking for things that I can include. And all the time my mind is churning like, okay, all right.
Well, number one, simple, free. You don't need a lot of stuff. Because remember, we get in the world of witchcraft, I think the big part is that people get caught up in the stuff, whether it's like, buy more crystals, buy a candle, buy this special thing, buy this one only, like, ooh, just all of that. And
you don't have to.
You don't have to. You can use your own stuff that's already with you, and it can be just as magical because it has meaning for you. So when we create sigils or we decide to use symbols, we make it very personal for ourselves. And a sigil, most sigils, you can get tons of them online and people can make them for you for sure.
They're really cool ones. They're very cool. Artistic.
Very artistic.
But they don't have to be. They can just be you.
Yeah.
And the great thing, I think we did meet up on this.
We did.
Sigils one time.
Like a couple years ago.
The great thing about sigils is you can keep perfecting them until you get them the way that you want them. Like if you draw it the first time and you don't like it, then you just toss it and you redo it. But Jamie's going to tell you.
Wait. Wait. Oh man, it went in the crack of the table. Okay. If this was a sigil, okay, pop quiz. Is that what they call them? Pop quiz? Yeah.
Yep.
If this was a sigil, what would it mean? Oh, right? That is easy to convey. That is basically what we're doing. You're creating drawing a symbol of thing. This is literally 2 dots and a curved line. But for us, we interpret it as a smiley face, a happy thing, everybody's good. That is exactly what sigils are. They are a creation of yours that means something for you. It doesn't have to mean anything to anybody else. Nobody needs to look at it and be like, oh, I can tell that's your wealthy sigil. No, they shouldn't be able to, probably. Now, the way that we can create sigils and make it really easy for ourselves, and if you guys need to look this up online, there are definitely people who do tutorials for this. Ours is just like to get you thinking. Put this in your book of shadows. Put this in your grimoire that you're going to create your own symbol for things. You can have one for protection, for love, for career, for family, for wealth,
having a good day at work,
health, whatever it is. Yeah,
travel.
You know,
safe travel.
Safe travel. I do that one.
Yeah, safe travel. I mean, especially when you're going on a plane and you're having to deal with TSA and airlines and all that stuff. So getting to your destination on time. Getting to your destination on time.
I use mantras during that time because my anxiety
is so high. So powerful.
I have to just say the same thing.
I just think these symbols that we can create on our own or else use for other people, like with runes or even symbols that are out there that we know what they mean or can look up their meaning, because there's lots of witch symbols beyond just the pentacle.
Oh. Tell us how you're going to remember. Wait, this is a perfect example. Okay.
Pentacle. So the pentacle is like from Pentacles and Tarot, which means it's a circle. It's a full circle. Okay. Well, so that's how I'm. Pentacle circle. So, these are symbols that we know. There are others out there that you've seen that I can't even describe. Actually, I saved a little something that I found on YouTube that has or not YouTube, but Facebook, that has like a whole sheet. It's a small little picture of all these symbols, witchcraft symbols, and what they mean. And they're like cool ones. So you can find the symbols anywhere and the meanings anywhere, or you can make your own.
You can make your own. I'm telling you, what witchcraft means for me is that you're crafting, that you don't have to necessarily use anybody else's stuff, but that you're crafting your own witchiness.
You've never said that before. I love that.
I've been keeping that close to my heart for the right time.
Oh my gosh. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, that's the craft of it. That's why we call it the craft.
We're going to trademark that so nobody's stealing.
We're full of trademarks tonight. No, it's like spell crafting, witch crafting. It's just it means to literally get in there, get messy, craft some shit, and make it your own.
Oh, well, I can think about just so many. That makes sense.
The light bulb is there, you guys.
Okay, so let's talk about how you can create.
I love Dreamtime Tarot said put them under my front door.
I love that. Yes.
Just all the places that you can think of where well, first off, you can probably do them everywhere. But I did list a couple. I think we started to go through them.
Actually, I'm thinking about putting one on the bottom of my water bottle, because I'm trying to get healthier. And so a health one, one that's related to health that I can put on the bottom. So as I'm drinking it, I'm getting that extra.
You should put it on the top so that you see it and you remember it. Because if it's on the bottom, you'll probably forget.
But it's coming up through, in my mind anyway, the power of that is coming up into the water and I'm drinking it. Yeah. That's how I would think of it. Literally, if I put something, I'm sure is it Dreamtime Tarot, when she puts that under, I'm assuming it's a she, sorry if you're not, when she puts that under her doormat on the front door, she's got a purpose for that. So when people, this is what I imagine, and she can correct us in the chat if she's wrong, but when people step onto that mat, whatever negativity they have attached to them as they step onto her doormat, and she's got that symbol of protection under there, it stays on the mat and it doesn't come inside the house. That's how I would think of it.
Well,
now,
and it can,
I don't know if
protection, whatever, right?
And she's Dreamtime is a she.
Yes, she. Exactly. Well, I will tell you guys where I have some of my symbols hidden throughout my house.
You have them. She has them everywhere.
It's not everywhere.
You have them behind pictures, under coffee tables.
Okay. Yeah.
Next, probably in drawers. No.
Have you been opening my drawers?
Just looking for things.
So the way that it happens for me is an event happens in our life or something goes down. I was like, ooh, I need to sigil time for that in this space. I also practice feng shui within my home. So I do believe that my house has 9 energy centers. And so whatever the problem is, I put the sigil, and it is sigils. It's not really runes. I'm still new to runes. I won't lie.
I'm new to runes.
They're just, but they're hard to say and remember besides chicken foot. I love chicken foot. So you get your things that you just take from a system and go with it. Don't try to learn all of them if it doesn't fit your style. But so that's when I actually make these things. And I basically just put everything on a piece of construction paper, color coordinated, because I believe colors give power. And then I attach it to stuff in the room, and nobody is the wiser. Nobody's flipping over my coffee table.
Or looking behind a picture that's hanging on the wall.
Nobody's taking pictures off my wall. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
for me, it's great. I love it.
It's pretty sneaky.
Ooh, sneaky
the witchcraft.
Listen,
the witches crafting.
I have to host our homeowners association every year in my house. So I have to keep things a little PG.
That's a lot of emotion in that. Potentially sometimes.
Well, not just that. That's a lot of judgment if you're not ready for it.
Oh, that's
so that is why I like to
judgy.
I don't like to expose all of my crafting to other people. So I like being able to hide symbols and know that they're there, because I can go through that room and refresh it. And like what I do with my coffee table, especially my coffee table is the center of my home. So that's my health quad. That's where that's the center of the health of all of us. And what I do is when certain times I will go through and I'll just place my hands on the coffee table and I'll remember what's on the underneath of it. And I kind of reinvigorate that thing with intention. Like, this is you, this is what you're doing. Here's what this is what's happening. And it's been there for years now.
It has.
Yeah.
At least 3 years. I remember when you did that.
Yeah. I went through
and
it.
Didn't you tape like $100 bill up behind a picture too in your prosperity
bills? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, the funniest thing happened the other day. Sorry, side story. So in my prosperity guava, I have a little altar, and it, nobody would call it that if they saw it, but it has crystals. It has moon water on it, but it's in an old whiskey bottle. I think it's a whiskey bottle. So it's just like sitting on this gold tray, everything's together. And my husband's son comes over and he goes, "That looks like it's important. What whiskey is that?" And I'm like, I was like, "It's moon water. It's actually not alcohol at all." But he thought we were like saving the good stuff over here on this like little altar thing.
I'm surprised you didn't grab it and take it.
No, he's not like that. He'll ask, but he was definitely like ready to grab it. And he was
ready for a shot. Yeah, he was ready to make a drink.
You guys are hiding the good stuff. You're setting it off from everything else. And I just love that. I'm like, see, even he realized it was important, and it was just, but like the placement of everything, he could tell it was special.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was kind of a good thing. Yeah.
Okay, so did we talk about how to make, like specifically?
How to make
there are
sigils.
A couple different ways.
How to make sigils. Yes, we're going over 2 ways. Sorry, lots of personal stories. You guys know how we get when we start talking.
Yeah, you guys know you're going to get more than you bargained for when you come here.
Every time.
We can't help ourselves.
Oh my gosh. So the 2 ways that I make sigils, and again, you can look this up online. You can do whatever you feel like. But the first way is really, really common. Get the shortest phrase for the outcome that you can. Using an example,
healthy girl.
Healthy girl. Love
That's
it.
me. That's my new handle, healthy girl.
Healthy girl.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So all together now, if we were to write out healthy girl, and I'm so sorry you cannot see this. Healthy girl. Okay. So I've written out healthy girl. Okay. No big deal. Now you get rid of all of the vowels. So E is gone. A is gone. I is gone. Y is sometimes a vowel. But we're going to leave Y.
Okay.
So get rid of all of the vowels. Next, get rid of any letters that repeat within your statement. Okay. So 2 H's. I got to get rid of 1 H.
And 2 L's.
And I got to get rid of 1 L.
And that leaves you
What are we left with? H, L, T, Y, G, R. So these are the letters that we're left with Healthy Girl. And if you look at it, can't you kind of see?
You can still know it.
You can kind of see Healthy Girl. You can kind of see it. Now is where the crafting comes in. You can look for, there's hundreds of ways to do this, but you're basically overlaying letters on top of each other that might have the same lines in them. So think of an E and a T, capital letters only. The E and the T if you were to combine them, an E and a T would look
You
like.
need to write with dark pen, honey, so they can see. Sorry.
When I got out of the military, I said I would never write with black
I'm
pen
helping you
again.
guys out because I know that pink pen is, or purple, whatever it is, it must be hard to see.
Fuchsia.
She loves colored pens. I do too,
Yeah.
but not sure we can see them.
I don't even know where I own black pens at.
Okay, go ahead and show us the E and the T together.
Okay, the E and the T together would look like this. So that is what an E and a T would look like together. So it's literally just capital letters overlaying them on each other. That's it.
That's pretty easy. And
it's
then you
so easy.
And then you end up with design.
Yeah.
Because you could put the R in there. I could see where the R could go.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Well,
all right.
I am going to pull from Kat's handy dandy index card drawer since we know where that's at. And please entertain our guests. I'm going to draw this really quick.
While Jamie's drawing that, I'm going to go through the comments and just see.
And say hi, everybody.
Hi, Melissa. Thank
Kristen,
you.
Kristen,
You pay attention over there. Do what you're supposed to be doing. She's supposed to be drawing. She can't help herself. Melissa, thank you. I'm glad you love our little side stories. Dreamtime. What did you say? Oops, I can't. I'm not good with this mouse. Yes, phase or power. Yes, a phrase or a power word. Yes, exactly. Brianna. Did Tank hear that?
He's over here right at my lap right now.
Yeah, Tank hears Brianna.
Come here.
I feel the connection with I don't know. Oh, some kind of runes. Have you heard of those? I have not heard of those, but again, so it's something with a J. Janaric. I'm not sure how to say that, but at any rate, no, I haven't heard them. So the runes that I have are from this little book right here, and I think they are
Nordic.
They are Nordic. Yeah,
Nordic
that's
runes.
what it said.
There are two types of Nordic runes, though.
Yeah. So they're Elder Futhark.
For the mark. They're Elder
Alphabet.
Futhark.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're ancient runes
Charles.
from Northern Europe. I don't know. I have not, but
they're the popular ones. It's basically like us when we first start out and everybody uses the Rider-Waite Tarot Smith.
Yeah.
Rider-Waite Tarot Smith. Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. That's my dyslexia coming through. Because it's the first thing you're exposed to. And until you start digging deeper into that world, then you learn a little bit more about it and you can buy other decks because.
So can you keep going?
Golly.
She can't stop. She can't help herself. She wants to be involved. So Tracy says she puts them on her phone case so she has them on her hold. I love that. And let's see. Dreamtime. Do we say hi to everybody? Felicia, hi. I don't think we said hi to you. Did we say hi to Felicia?
I did at the beginning.
Where do you find spells? Oh, that's another.
But actually, next week,
we're doing actually. Yeah, I think next week we're going to do a live on crafting your own spells because speaking of spells, while Jamie's making the rune, I am. So here's what I'm going to do because I already told you guys the story of a close person close to us that's going through a tough time. Her marriage just fell apart all of a sudden. And so I've been thinking about, I'm going to write.
It's not me, by the way, just so everyone knows.
I'm going to write my own spell for it because I don't want to use somebody else's because I want it to come from me. And so what I was looking at was like words that rhyme. I was looking at rhyming words. And then I was looking at poems. And then I was thinking about songs that I might take some of the lyrics out of songs that really connect with this person or what I'm feeling and what I want. But as far as like where you can find spells, you can find there's so many spell books and you can find them online depending on what you want. I also bought a fantastic book called The Encyclopedia of Witchcraft. It's about this thick. It's ridiculous. But it's got so many. I'm going to do a book review on that. It's got so many spells in it, and they're pretty easy. Unlike so many of the books that I've bought over the years that call for all these weird ingredients that I'm like, where am I going to get that? It's just strange ingredients. So what was that?
Tank's sighing because he's ready to go for his walk.
Okay. So Dreamtime, she puts them on her shoes. Thank you for the compliment. We look nice. Thank you very much. Let's see, Linda. Speaking of clothes, love your top. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are so kind. Oh my gosh. We love you so much. Tracy.
I made that really bad, but it's okay.
All right, we're getting close.
I'm done. I'm done. I tried to make it a little better.
I like it. So
Okay.
I like what Jamie's done.
I wish I'd had a permanent markers because I was trying to make it like darker for you guys. Okay, so here is
I
Healthy
like
Girl.
this one. Looks good though.
Yeah, it's okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Without all the extra lines.
I like this. I think they can see that really well.
Okay,
so,
I hope so.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
You guys can see that.
Are we ready to?
Yeah,
we're gonna. You guys can see the H.
So remember, it was HLTYGR.
You went way too fast, ma'am.
H.
So you can see the H here. Oh my gosh. H. Then the L is already in the H. So you have the L here. Okay. H, L, T. The T is the line between, oh my goodness, and the line coming down. So the T is inside that H.
The T. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Y. You see the Y there? And guess what I made? I made chicken foot.
Chicken foot. Or a martini glass.
And then the R, I did the R first actually because I wanted to see where the G was. So when it comes to round letters, it's always a little bit like, ooh, how can I incorporate these guys together? So if you look over here, this is, let me go the right way. This is the R, if you can see it on this side of the H. Holy crap, I can't keep my pen. Looking backwards is so hard.
It's hard.
Okay, so you can see the R there, and then you see the G going the opposite way.
I love that you put the G the opposite way.
Because you don't have to have them going the right way.
It looks really cool.
Thank you.
I think it looks really cool. I love that.
That's $50.
$50 for this Healthy Girl. Okay, that's my symbol.
You're gonna use it?
I'm gonna use it.
God,
yeah,
that's cool.
I'm gonna use it. I love it.
Boom.
Thank you for demonstrating that for us.
You're very welcome.
Because the one that I saw, you like had a circle with numbers, and so there was
second way to do it. Man, we should have just got out a whole note card. Sorry, guys. I guess we just did not prepare for this that well on show and tell parts.
It's hard. Okay. It's hard to do show and tell. We're not set up. We're not a test kitchen like when we did
a test kitchen. Oh yeah. Did anybody see the lives where we were trying to create?
No,
stuff?
Stop. Pay attention. Stay on
task.
task.
No. Actually, I forgot the number one.
Oh, it's something like you write the numbers in a circle and then you draw lines. I don't know, but
it's not that. Okay. I got it.
She remembered.
But I don't know why, because I don't ever use this method. Damn it. Okay, so it's still Healthy Girl. We'll still going back to that. All right, so I'm gonna put HLTYGR.
Oh, there we
go.
Okay.
So the letters that we want to use are in a little circle. Okay, and then what you're supposed to do is you just for whatever you feel, you just draw from one side to the next. Okay. See how I connected the letters and I drew something weird?
And you could also just connect that last one. That's what I would do. It almost looks like a rune. It looks like one of the runes. It is a rune. Yeah. If you connect that, you basically have a rune.
So then it's this. Oh man.
You messed that up.
No, stop.
Okay.
You're talking.
Anyway.
Pick another song. I feel more pressure when I hear that one.
I'm teasing her. I'm teasing
her.
Here's
what we got from that. So this is how you would create the other rune with the letter and the drawing thing. So that's basically that. So those are the two ways to create your own sigil. Not rune. Why'd you have me say that?
Because it looked like a rune when you got done with it.
It does look like one of the runes.
It does, because we've been looking at the runes.
And lines and
we've
stuff.
been looking at the runes. So that probably looked very familiar to you if you paid attention to
all right. This is the most elementary shit you'll find on the internet, but here we go. Ready? So these are the two runes that could mean Healthy Girl in the two different ways that Kat and I did this.
Simple as that. And there's no method to it. And so I guess the important thing to remember is there's not a right way.
There's not a right way.
There's not a right way. It's whatever you craft, because you're a witch crafter.
That's right. You could literally just have, oh my gosh, why is my whole everything off? You could literally just have those letters and you know what it means for you. You don't even have to make anything extra out of it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Just do that. And it's the whole purpose of a sigil or rune is to have a large idea in a small symbol. That's it. So in whatever way that comes through for you, that's the whole idea. So that as you're writing it out, you don't have to write that paragraph, that page, that long statement.
Yeah.
You're just doing a simple symbol
It's
to
got-
remember and feed it.
It just takes up a little bit of space, like here or here.
Yeah. Here or here or
Okay.
here or here.
Or
Or like cat down there all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be fertile.
Did you see Tracy was like on your womb? Because you said ovaries. We don't want a baby in the ovaries. That's a medical complication. Yes, the womb, Tracy. Thank you.
You know what I meant. Okay.
That's why she helped us.
All right. So the next thing was
Last thing. I know we're running at 45 minutes. Let me grab another dang card. I'm just gonna pull them all out for the moment.
okay. Go ahead. What's the last thing?
It's
So sigils.
the elements.
Oh yes. Oh, so here's a great thing. The signs of the elements: fire, water, earth,
Air.
air,
You could just spirit.
spirit.
But spirit and sun are kind of the same. I will tell you that in my practice, because I'm probably leaning more towards like the green witch stuff, and the elements are so important for me. I just feel all of that. I feel air, I feel water, I feel earth, I feel fire. I use elemental symbols probably more than anything else. And there's ways to remember them, or you can just like figure out your own way. But there's 4 triangles. I'm drawing them now so I can show you. There's 4 triangles, and there's passive and active. That's what I'm trying to say. Passive and active. So your 4 elements are just these 4 triangles. Okay. So you have fire.
Oh my gosh.
Shite. Water, fire and water, air and earth. I should have done that back. So that didn't feel right to say in that order. But
yeah,
fire is just a triangle. Air is no. Earth is just a no. Yeah, dang it.
You got it. No, you got it right. So start with air.
No, air.
Start with air.
Air is this one.
So air is that one. So it's a triangle and with the line through it.
Okay, so the reason that I remember it this way, and I keep looking at the back of my card, but I think of clouds going over a mountain.
Yeah.
So you've got
clouds
air.
over a mountain.
Clouds over a mountain for air for me. That's how I remember this symbol. This one is harder. This is earth, and it's like a mountain inverted going through the earth, like piercing into the earth. But the way that I try to remember it is like, as we live on earth, we build things into the earth. So this is like going down into the earth, pulling from the earth's resources. So that's how I try to remember that one. And then fire and water. Water is like a wave crashing. So just imagine that triangle, like it's just crashing over. There's no boundary for it, right? Like air has a boundary, earth has a boundary. Water doesn't have a boundary. And fire is a triangle like a campfire. That's just how I remember that guy. Yeah, just campfire for me.
So
spirit.
Knowing and spirit is just a circle.
A circle. This is also the astrological sign for the sun is a circle, just so you guys are clear. Like, so both things come up. But spirit is circle. Yes, those are the elements. And so this conveys the reason why these are important, or in ways to use them, like number one, in the 9 squares in my house, when I do feng shui, I know where my fire, water, earth, and air centers are. And if I need to add more of something to that, like sometimes I have too much water in my fire center. So I try to add in symbols that look more like fire. So triangles represent that fire.
And that could be triangle decor.
Yeah.
Even like
100%. Shelves.
Pictures that have
things.
pointy things. Yeah, the 3 sides. Yeah.
I have terrariums that come up at a point, like, you know, they're like the glass things, but they all point up. And then I have gold, like multi pointed star things that are just decor in there, because my swimming pool is just outside of where my fire center is, and that is not necessarily a good thing. So I have to try to add in more fire there.
Because water quenches fire.
Yeah.
No, yeah, water like
water quenches fire.
Yeah, water quenches fire. Well, for me, like I feel like I need triangles, lots of triangles, because I feel like I'm super strong water.
Yeah.
I'm very strong on the water side,
out.
and and I need balance. And so I feel like I should tattoo, the fire symbol on me, just so that I have that energy, because I hardly have any in my chart, in my natal chart, like any fire signs, so I'm very weak on fire, which is your action. That's action. It's also your masculine energy.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of that.
It's your go-getter stuff. Your go-getter is in air.
My go-getter is in air?
In air, yeah.
Why do you say that?
Your Libra side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's a Libra.
I'm a Libra moon. I'm a Scorpio sun, Libra moon, Virgo rising.
Oh, sorry. Did I do that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Virgo's earth.
So wait, let's see. Raven said, so if you don't have any fire in your chart, is it best to always add it? Well, I mean, I guess I would, I'm not sure how to answer that, except to say, for me, I'm just going to speak from my own experience. So for me, the fire in my chart is like that, the fire element is that starter thing, and I have so much water, so many of my planets are in the water sign that I'm very emotional. And I don't.
Are you passive?
I'm passive aggressive. Does that count?
Water than fire.
At least in a relationship. I'm sorry, I just admitted that.
Like confrontation. Does confrontation make you uncomfortable?
I don't like confrontation.
Yeah. So she's too water.
Yeah.
So what happens when you're missing things like that from your chart almost exclusively, or it's not a very good balance, like maybe you're heavy in water and air, is when you add in fire elements or earth elements, you become more grounded and you can get stuff going. And like where Kat says she's more emotional, or she just rules with a lot of emotion, adding in things like, I don't know if you need fire, honey, but like, I don't want to add to that emotionalness. That just seems like chaos. But adding earth, okay?
I love how she petted me.
I had to make sure it was received well, or she might turn up, I'm just saying.
That was the pre-witchcraft me.
Yes, you're not as much, no.
I'm not as...
you're evolving.
Yeah, I'm evolving.
Ever evolving.
For sure.
That's fire. That's transformation. It might be slow going.
Yes.
Fire can have wonderful attributes like getting things started, being there to help everybody, pushing people along, or it can be like the forest fire where people are running away screaming and you're just destroying shit. Like it can be bad.
It can be very destructive.
It's always looking at the balance. So if you find yourself being too analytical, that's too much air, too stuck in your ways, that's a lot of earth. Too ambitious or too much of a goal setter or too much of pushing on people and do it. Why not? That's too much fire. And then if you're just like always finding yourself turning on sappy movies or TV shows, that might be too much water.
That's me. I love a rom-com. I'll sit and cry over.
That's all. It on purpose to cry.
I do it. I do. I like it.
It can be cathartic.
It is cathartic.
Yes,
it absolutely is cathartic.
The release is good.
And I love
that. But Kat has to have balance. So I'm teaching her how to garden and ground herself with the earth. Yeah.
Okay. All righty.
Those were all of our... That was going through sigils. That was going through some runes that you guys can use. Please, there's thousands of resources out there. I will tell you my favorite online source is called learnreligions.com. They write from a place of, what's that called? When you don't have
objectivity. They're objective.
Yeah, they're very, so they just write about everything and anything to do with
They don't take a position.
No position. Yeah, you can find out about Christian stuff, Muslim stuff.
Every religion.
I love learnreligions.com.
Learn religion. They don't insert their own views.
They do not. And they tell stories and they'll give you references. So that website, if you're looking to learn more, because the
about
runes
any
thing,
religion.
Yeah, the runes thing is like, that's a whole separate part. And we probably didn't do it enough justice. So if anybody is from the area and practices with runes and you're offended, we are truly sorry for that. We did our best. And then with working with the elements or, sigils, that's all just free will, willy-nilly.
If Dana was here, she could tell us about runes. Dana's very much into runes.
Yeah. I thought about her with the musical note too. I was like, Dana, what musical note would this note look like? Yes. But thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. We truly hope this helped you think about how you could set your goals, have your intentions, and do it with like a small symbol and have it in places that help you feel more magical, help put things into your environment that not everybody needs to know what they are or why they're there. Being a little bit secretive, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think, why do people need to know everything?
Yeah. Why does everyone need to know? When you're traveling and you're have to go through, a couple different airports and to get like, just dealing with all, that's stressful. I haven't had to travel for a while since I moved to Florida, but
I told you about the time I made Tony and I carry, I made spell bags, and on the spell bag, I put a sigil on it because we were going into.
Here you go. Here's a perfect example of how to use
I put the sigil on the little spell bag, and I just put like some crystals and some herbs, and I was like, listen, we're just going to carry this to keep our grace about us. This is going to be tough. We're going to just.
Yeah. Keep your composure.
Yeah. But then when we went through TSA, we had to empty our pockets. And we had these little spell bags. They're like, yeah, what's in this? And we're like, it's just stones and herbs. It's nothing. They're like, can we check? I was like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure. So they were just like, what the? I can remember when I fly with my travel altar sometimes, and because it's wood and it's got stone and like a little metal plate and all of that, they're just like, what the fuck is that? That's not safe. Something's going on here. And they just pull it out and they're like, they open it and they're like, yeah, okay, there you go. I don't know what kind of shit you're into, but.
Okay, yeah. So for anybody brand new that just listened to Jamie's story about a sigil, or what'd you call it?
My spell bag?
Your spell bag.
Yeah.
Her spell bag that she took through TSA, and they fondled it, basically. They fondled her spell bag. So I just want you to know, as a new witch, when somebody touches your stuff, unless you believe, unless you believe that they're going to like put something, they're going to do something to ruin that spell. They're going to hex it. It's got negative energy. That's not true. And it's not true because you don't believe it's true. But if you believe it's true, it is, then you'll need to go sage it or whatever, redo the whole thing. But I don't believe that. So I believe
you could always hide it in your bra and the stones unless it's
going to show up on the x-ray.
And then they'll just wand you and they'll be like, is something in there? Yeah. What? A rock? They're like, okay. I might try that. Just see what happens. I'll let you guys know. Do they make me take it out of my bra or not? I carry stones in my bra.
Not a bag though, with stuff in it.
No, just usually just like one stone.
What are you?
What am I smuggling?
What are you smuggling? Yeah.
Instantly, dogs and police show up and they're like, "Ma'am, come with us." It's nothing. I swear, it's just rosemary. All right,
you guys. Well, thank you for being with us tonight.
Yes,
we hope you. We know we're just kind of silly and crazy, and we're just us. That's who we are.
So we hope you enjoyed it first, and then we hope you learned something.
We hope you enjoyed it, and that you got something out of this. And you can always comment in the comments of this video when you see it, if you're watching this later. And we always respond to the comments.
We always respond. I look at that like 10 times a day. Like
I kind of like did a side eye with that. I was like, do we always respond, or sometimes they're just crazy? No, we don't get very many crazies, but we respond to all of the comments. Yeah. So please, if you have a question about this, ask away, and we'll be happy to.
Yeah, because your question might help other people later who are thinking the same thing that we didn't think about because we're us and we just did it.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot, and there may be things that we didn't cover that you have that you're curious about, and we are happy to help you.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we're here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks you all. And thanks everyone for being here. It's such a great turnout.
Raven and Tracy, everybody say my Jenny, Felicia, thank you guys, Brianna. Oh my gosh, Melissa, thank you. It was fun, right? Like we have the best time with this. Then we go walk tank and we talk about everything and we're on a super high. We're like, we don't want the night to end. It's so funny. You guys are a lot of fun to be with too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we will see you next week for writing your own spells.
Writing your own spells.
It's not complicated. You know us. We're not going to.
It's not complicated, but it's going to be big.
It's not complicated. It's going to be big. Oh, sorry. I have to pet her more. I can't make fun of her without petting her.
No,
right.
because as a newer witch, I'm going to come with my own. I know my daughter is very experienced with this. I am not, like many of you, and I've got my own thoughts about it. So I'm really going to be like,
I'm going to let her lead the whole thing.
I'm going to be bringing some stuff next week of my own. I'll bring my new ideas, and Jamie will bring her established and old ideas.
I'm old, you're new now. Wow, this has changed. Okay, well,
because I'm gonna have that spell done for my loved one that's having marital problems.
I love it.
By then.
See if anything changes.
Because I got a day off tomorrow, so I can actually have some time off. All right, you guys.
Okay.
Bye. We love you.
Bye.
See you next week.
See you next week on Thursday.